All right, y'all, so where are my Mission Impossible stands at? Because I'm gonna say something that very well might be a hot take, might be controversial, but this is easily my new favorite Mission Impossible movie. Yes, my new favorite. Guys, welcome to the channel. The name is Leo Rydell, and hey, if this is your first time on Geekly Goods, hit that big red subscribe button down below, guys, because we are talking the latest Mission Impossible. This time, Mission Impossible 7, Dead Reckoning Part 1, y'all. And let me tell you, there are lots to love about Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. I just want to start out with the fact that Tom Cruise is going to be saving summer box offices, not once, twice, but probably 3 times in a row, because last year we had Top Gun, this year we got Mission Impossible, which is looking like it could shape up well at the box office, and if this does well, Part 2 is gonna do just as well, if not better, baby. So Tom Cruise is on a roll here with the summer box office. We're gonna get back to that a little bit later, but let's talk about this movie first, because I really want to talk about how much fun this is. Listen, you go to the movie theaters to escape, to be entertained, to enjoy a movie, to kick back and really enjoy yourself. Now listen, there are films where I love to study and I love to have a good story and something deep and profound to follow, but then there are films like this one where you just get a bucket of popcorn, you get a large drink, and you just sit and enjoy it, and that is how this was. It was enjoyable. The thrills and the action sequences were amazing. The stunts were over the top. We got that stunt that was shown in a trailer, I want to say almost like a year ago now, because all the delays happening on this movie have really pushed it back. But this stunt of Tom Cruise shooting off the mountain and parachuting off of the damn motorcycle, man, that is incredible on the big screen with other action set pieces as well. Let me start out with that action though and talk a little bit about the pacing of the action, because guys, this feels like a non-stop roller coaster ride. I am so thrilled when watching this movie from beginning to end. I love the stunts, I love the action, I love how fast it moves, and to be a nearly 3-hour movie and not feel like that heavy of a movie is great. Like, the pacing is fantastic. But let's talk a little bit about the story. Dial back, of course, we've got our returning cast. We've got Tom Cruise killing it. Simon Pegg is back, of course, as Benji. Ving Rhames is back as Luther. Rebecca Ferguson is back as Ilsa Faust. But we've got a great new set of actresses in this one with Hayley Atwell. And we also have Pom Klementieff, who played French assassin and like the head enforcer of the villain's crew. But man, she was awesome and she was excellent. Vanessa Kirby is another great new face to this franchise. And I really enjoyed Esai Morales. He was the villain of this film and he just has so much presence, and his connection to the AI that is involved in the story is really cool and interesting, and I want to see where they go and where they take this character in the next film. But guys, this story is a very simple one. I mean, there's a new AI technology that has become sentient in a way, and has really spread its information and its influence, and Tom Cruise and gang are on the mission here, the impossible mission, to try to stop the entity is what they call it. And I love how this is just a very cool look at AI and where technology is going, and I love how that's roped and influenced over the entire movie. So you've got this entity that it really like knows everything and has a lot of control, and you've got several different parties going after it. Of course, the Mission Impossible IMF crew, and then you've got Vanessa Kirby's gang, and you've got Esai Morales and his character. And I love how we've kind of got this like 3-pronged type of deal where it's like 3 different parties are after that. There's also the U.S. intelligence is after it as well, along with the great returning face of Eugene Kittredge, who we have not seen in the franchise since the first one. So super cool to get Kittredge back, and I just had a blast with this movie, guys. A simple story with great stunts. Let me tell you, these ladies, like I was saying earlier in my review, these ladies are stealing the thunder from Tom Cruise in a couple of scenes, guys. They absolutely kill it. Hayley Atwell and Tom Cruise. Okay, so I know there's rumors, and you know, I know Hayley squashed some rumors and stuff, but to me, when I see them working together, I almost think they did date. Like, I'm here for it. I think that was legit. These two have such great chemistry on screen together. It's magnetic. You feel just how charming Ethan is with Hayley Atwell's character. You just feel that connection, that tension, that sexual chemistry. You can just feel it between the two of them. You two date. There's no way y'all did it with the chemistry that oozes off these characters actors in the movie. Let's go to Esai Morales as Gabriel. His character I really liked a lot. I will say I missed the physicality of Cavill. I think Cavill had some big guns, literally, big old biceps to take on Tom Cruise, and I really like that physicality. But what I like about Gabriel is that he's mysterious, and he is cunning, and he is all-knowing in a sense, and he's somehow connected to the entity, and I like that they leave that up in the air a little bit for us to interpret. So I love that there's this connection that he's forming a little bit with the entity. I don't want to go too far into spoilers, but there's a bit of a connection there, and I love that. I love that he's after it, and like he's really, I think he's in processing information in the film, so I love his involvement in the movie. But man, one thing he does is going to make you hate that character. You're gonna love to hate him. So I really loved his presence on screen. I loved how intimidating he felt. Henry Cavill's character is very physically intimidating, but this guy, he's very mentally intimidating. He's just intimidating as a presence, and it just really sends shockwaves through the screen, guys. Great villain this time around. Really enjoyed the action, of course. Tom Cruise, the actresses in this movie, so many good things. The stunts, the action between this, John Wick, and Extraction 2. We've got some of the best action cinema coming out in years in terms of choreography, cinematography. This is incredible. And what I like about the cinematography here is it's even creative in the dialogue-driven moments. You get a lot of Dutch tilts to keep things very interesting when the dialogue is heavy, and there's not a lot of time in the movie where there's heavy dialogue, but when it is, they keep it very interesting. They keep it moving. Now let's go back to Tom Cruise and talk about that box office, guys, because holy smokes, we are seeing in front of our eyes a Tom Cruise resurgence, if you will. I don't think he ever really went away or anything, but since Top Gun 2, there has been this energy and this excitement for Tom Cruise that I haven't felt in a long time in my lifetime. Like, I feel like Tom Cruise is having a small bit of a renaissance. Again, it's not like he ever disappeared, but there is a lot more demand, there's a lot more interest after Top Gun 2. And I think it was because it was such a successful film, and Tom's character in it returned so awesome. I mean, Maverick was great in the original movie, but this was heralded as like better than the original by a lot. I won't say by everyone, but heralded as better than the original. And I think that Top Gun energy is going to really rub off on the remainder of Tom Cruise's filmography. I think we're gonna see Dead Reckoning Part 1, Part 2 do very well at the box office. I think Gen Z is really connecting to Tom Cruise, and it just goes to show that, damn, this guy, Gen Xers loved him, millennials loved him, and now we've got Gen Z people loving him as well, lining up to see Top Gun, because Top Gun 2, man, that box office was crazy, over $1 billion, and I think Mission Impossible, we may very well see through the whole crowd of The Flash, The Elemental, all these other Transformers, all that, I think we might see a banger of a movie, but I really think Tom Cruise is finally connecting to the Gen Z audience. Not that he didn't. Not that he hadn't had previous Mission Impossible films before, or that film with Emily Blunt. Not that he didn't have good films prior, but I just think he really hooked on to millennials and Gen Z with Top Gun 2. Not that millennials weren't already dialed in, but I think he really appealed to younger audiences with that Top Gun 2, and I think that we are going to start seeing more success out of Tom Cruise's future. This is awesome. And not to mention, by the way, Tom Cruise running, this iconic running, bro. I love how they play on that in the franchise so much. They play on that so much in the movie, and they also like play off of the tropes of the franchise a little bit. They get a little loosey-goosey and a little more funny, and I really like the comedy. I mean, you know, Simon Pegg, you know, but I love like how even more like comfortable they seem in these characters. Tom seems super comfortable as Ethan at this point. I really like the movie a lot. Like I said, watch out for something Gabriel does in the movie. It's gonna make you upset, okay? But guys, I really enjoyed this. It is a summer blockbuster to a T. It's entertaining. It's so much fun. One other thing, this is a very conclusive part 1, but it does set up to be part 1 of 2. But it is very conclusive in comparison to Spider-Verse, Infinity War, some of the other part 1s we've gotten in recent years. It's very conclusive. It's hard for me to really dig up too many things that I didn't like. I think one thing though is I wanted Hayley Atwell's character to be a little more physically inclined. I think that she relied a little bit much on Tom Cruise's character. She relied a little bit too much on Ethan, and I was like, I wanted her to kind of be this like badass all on her own. And a friend of mine pointed out, shout out Kim Pierce, pointed out that the wardrobe was a little bit odd at times, and I agree. There were maybe a couple of little wardrobe malfunctions, questions, but other than that, I had a very fun time. The iconic score returns and it's used so well in this movie, along with the rest of the score. It's honestly a fun action blockbuster. If you have fun in John Wick, you have fun with Extraction 2, you're gonna love this. It is just action at its best, guys. If I had to give a rating to Top Gun, I almost said Top Gun Maverick. If I had to give a rating to Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, guys, I am going with a solid 9 out of 10. I had a blast at the theaters. This is what entertaining movies should be. It is the perfect formula for an entertaining blockbuster with a couple of issues here and there, but nothing huge enough to just bring it down to a B. Looking at you, The Flash. But guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments. How big of a Mission Impossible fan are you? If you've already seen it, let me know what you think down in the comments, because I know they had an early screening on Monday, and by the time this video drops, y'all, it'll already have been out. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and hey, if you're new, smash that subscribe button down below, and we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.